Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one for men's mind state and cultural reviews. And we're going to see how strong, independent women in China with education and careers are faring in the dating market. We'll see how it's going over there. Then we'll come back with some commentary. Let's check it out.
High value. Intelligent women objectively analyze a man's character, ability, and family background. Then they take initiative to lock down a quality partner and enjoy.
All right, just stopping here real quickly, just to give you this concept in China of high value woman that they boast around. It's a term that they often use to describe women who are highly educated or have businesses, and they actually think this is the thing. And so these women in China who think that they're high value think they deserve a high value man who has, well, we'll see what they must have in order to acquire these leftover women of 35 and older that think they are now the prize because they're high value. Let's check it out.
Enjoy life. Only naive women wait around to be chased. Those with no ability, wisdom, or discernment, but pretend to be high value, end up picking from the swarm of flies buzzing around them, usually the pushiest, most aggressive men. What they don't realize: the men who chase them only want their bodies or money. Good men, especially high value ones, have self-respect and rarely pursue aggressively. But trash men? They'll do anything to get what they want. Many foolish women fall for it because they love the attention. Look how
Sounds very familiar, does it not? Men who are select men, men who have built themselves up, established themselves, who have obtained leverage, can apply leverage in the dating market. That's why we recommend here at Men's Mind State and Cultural Reviews that you become not just the best version of yourself, but that you level up on in all respects, physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. That way, you're in the position to drive the ship. You have leverage. I want to give credit to China Uncovered for this video since they provide a translation. We want to give them credit for that. And I also just want to have you guys just really quickly before we move forward, if you'll take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And with that, we're going to get right back to the program.
popular I am. But trash men will dump them after a few years when they're older. These women refuse to learn, reflect, or change. That's why so many end up left over. Being accomplished isn't enough if your mindset is broken. In lower class dating, men chase women. In upper class dating, women chase men. Got it? If you have a quality man around but don't know how to connect, join my fan group. I'll send you a free ebook on men's emotional needs. Study it. It'll help.
过婚的女人
Most divorced women will divorce again.
Why?
Because they'll never admit fault. It's always, I was blind to marry you, blaming the man entirely. Divorce is never one-sided.
Again, where have we heard this before? The dating market is going exactly the same for strong, independent Chinese women as it is for strong, independent American women who think they're above it all, who think they're the prize while they offer nothing a man wants or needs, and who cannot lock down men of status. They cannot lock down men who have options because they do have options. Why are they opting for older, attitudinal women who come to the table only with demands and they don't come with anything in service of the man who they want to have take them into his life? But they're not coming into his life to get on his program. They're coming to his life with a bunch of demands and a bunch of liability and are shocked that men don't want older women with attitude and liability. And as this woman here noted, that there's no accountability. And the last woman really cooked on talking about what the situation is, that these younger men play with them till they get old. They want to play around in the dating market. And then when they get old, they want to come to men again, select men with choices. They want the men of the highest incomes. And those men, of course, don't want them. They do not want leftover women. And you're leftover starting at like 27. Like by 32, it's a wrap for men who have choices. They're not doing it. Why would they? They have better options. They can date down. And dating down in finance and dating down in age for men is dating up in cooperativeness. You're dating up in having being light and not being so attitudinal and hardened and all those things that matter to a man. Dating down provides for the things that are better to a man. Uh, Men's the attractiveness of women to men are a lot of things that inure to youth, taut skin, a light spirit, and not having experience, especially in a particular area.
我说真的啊，年纪稍微大点的漂亮姑娘，就别总想着过来相亲。
I'm telling you the truth. If you're a beautiful woman who's already a bit older, you should stop thinking about coming to matchmaking events so often. It's not that I don't want your business. The main reason is, the kind of rich boyfriend you're hoping for probably won't choose you as a wife.
In other words, they're delusional in China just like they are here in America. The matchmaker's like, I don't even want you to bring me your money. I don't even want your money. You're just in the way. You're driving away my customer base, which is the men, the ones who I need to be there. They're the ones who are hard to get. And if they don't show up, then I don't make money from anybody. So keep your old tail at home. You're messing up my business because leftover women are unwanted. They're unwanted by the eligible bachelors on the dating market. The sexual marketplace plays the same in China as it does in America because masculinity and femininity are what they are the world over. These are not social constructs. These are biological imperatives. And it just doesn't change no matter what gender studies ideologies you produce at colleges and spew out and what crap you talk on TikTok. It doesn't change the natural biological imperatives of what men want from women and what women want from men. And what men don't want is older women with attitude, liability, and a bunch of demands. It's not going to work here, and it's not working there.
Example. Not long ago, a beautiful woman born in 1994 came to register. She really was stunning. So I thought I'd introduce her to a male member born in 1992. This woman wasn't just attractive, she also ran a small business of her own, earning around 28,000 to 42,000 USD a year. The man I introduced was 1 meter 75 tall, good looking.
Just to help you out with that, that's about 5'7", just slightly over 5'7", which is kind of like the standard height. It's almost like the 6 foot thing here in the U.S. That's the height that they always want. So he's right at the minimum requirement height for women in China.
Worked at a state-owned enterprise, and also made about 28,000 to 42,000 USD a year. I thought their conditions matched pretty well, so surely she wouldn't refuse, right? But guess what? She immediately said, No, I've dated 2 boyfriends before, both from wealthy business families with excellent conditions. I can earn more than 140,000 USD a year myself. If you're going to introduce me to someone, don't bother unless he meets or exceeds that standard. To be honest, most of the still single, beautiful women in their 30s have, when they were younger, dated some rich second-generation men. But I think these experiences didn't help them.
No, it doesn't help them, and their whole mind state and approach isn't helping them. They're defeating themselves. Hypergamy wins again. These women, what women want in men, as we just talked about how what men want in women inures to youth. What makes men attractive to women inures to age. So it's a mismatch for women to wait till they get older to decide that then they want these men, because the same men that they want who are older now no longer want them, they want younger. Women want to wait until they make more money, which then they need a man who makes even more money. But the men who are making higher amounts of money don't want women who are older, number one. And number two, they don't want women who are coming with a mentality of my money means something to the relationship, because men aren't looking, not men who are productive men, not men who are self-assured men, the kind of men that you would want. Pookie men might want your money, but self-assured, productive men are not looking for women's money. So that is not a thing that you're bringing to the table, especially if you're leading with it. that is that adds value to you. What adds value again is do you have a light and bubbly personality? Are you cooperative? Are you ready to get on a man's program and be led? And the older you are and the more financial um, achievement you have, the less those things apply. That's why taking advantage of your youth and your beauty, where you are at the zenith of your attractiveness, where you're at the zenith of your dating market power to lock down the best man, is the thing that makes sense. But you women want to do it in reverse. And again, it's not working in America. It's not working in the Far East either. It doesn't work anywhere. You all should really stop it and really follow the program that our biological imperatives have designed for. We're liking and subscribing as I give credit for this video to China Unvarnished, because they have given us an on-screen translation that we're going to, because it goes so fast, I'm actually going to stop and read some. So I've turned the volume down on the video so it won't interact or distract from me reading. We've got this man off screen who's talking to this fairly attractive woman who looks like she's probably, or who I believe is probably in her 30s, because she's going to be really pressed about what he has to say about leftover women of certain ages. So let's get to it. It starts off here. We'll go ahead and read before we even start playing it. I absolutely will not accept a leftover woman over 30. That's how it starts. Okay, I'd rather stay single for the rest of my life than marry someone like that. Women like this better not come bothering me. See, this is why the men are gone. He's Brother Man let you know. Lin Chi, Brother Man, he let you know. This is why the men are gone and aren't coming back. Okay, so he's 33 years old. So she's look at the stress on her face. She's like, "But you're 33. How dare you not take a woman your same age?" Doesn't like that. He's like, "Well, I can lower my standards, and this is what women, whether it's here in America, China, or anywhere else, modern women who are of this mind state that their education and their businesses make them valuable with their attitude and all their liabilities that they bring along with that. This is what they hate, that men have standards. Select men who have choices have standards. And women are pressed and they're upset because they can't meet these men's standards. Well, I'll just lower my standards a bit then, as long as the woman is under 32. So he's going from, he brought it up from 30 to 32 just to satisfy this woman that he's talking to right now. But he ain't really going for that. Stop acquiescing to women. When you set your standard, men, maintain your standard and don't acquiesce just because some woman is chiping at you about whatever you said. You said what you said, stand on that. And they said, in any case, I definitely won't meet with any leftover women over 35. She seemed to accept that better, so I think she's over 30, but she's under 35. That's why she's more accepting of this commentary now. If you're already 35 and still not married, either because you're not attractive or your standards were way too high. Same thing we're seeing right here in the States. Like, if you're normal and you wanted to get married, you would have. If she wanted to, she would. So otherwise, something's wrong with her. So why bother with her? Well, if she's not leftover, but she's pursuing love, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah. Except for a few women who are super busy with education or being driven. It means you're too picky if you're leftover, is what he's saying. Which I don't even agree with that. If they're putting education and business ahead of family life and marriage, it's because that's where their value lies. They value being masculine. They value the corrupted culture over a man and family. And even once they get married, they're going to continue to value the corrupted culture. They're going to continue to value their career over you and your children. So you shouldn't accept them because that's who they are. It's not a thing that they did. It's who they are. And then here goes what we can also attest to here in America. They look down on every man. Then once they get older and men start becoming picky about them, these leftover women still act like Still act like they're not. I can't. My word is coming
多
up.
看不上。等到年纪大了呢，男人也对他们条条想觉得
Still
他
act
们
like
还
they're
了不
hot.
起的呀。
Exactly. Right? They still act like they're it. They still want to pretend at 35 that they're the same hot commodity they were at 25. But again, your attractiveness inures to your youth. When you are still able to be guided and led, when you're still open to listening to a man, when you're still more cooperative, when your waistline is still tight, and you only have one chin. Now you want to come to us with two chins and 2 degrees and a bunch of mouth and your fupa hanging over your waistline, and they want men to accept that. And well, again, whether it's here in the West or it's all the way in the far east in China, men are saying no. You ain't what you rating yourself as. You're average at best, and you want to claim you're a 10, but you're not. You're a 4.
我说句不好听的哈，哪个男人还会要30多岁的女人嘛？
So yeah, that's basically it. It's the same old story, whether we're here in America or we go across the pond, anywhere where women believe that their education and their income make them something of a high status in the sexual marketplace. It's just a bunch of folly and foolishness, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work with any kind of men. Men are men. The biological imperative is what it is. Productive, established men, men who are select men who have options, are going to opt for younger, fitter, sweeter, nicer, coming in servitude, not coming with demands, demanding to be served. And so, as long as that's the way these women are going to approach men, they're going to get the same results. Maybe they'll learn, or maybe they'll just get left behind and they'll just be left over. Either way, don't leave behind this video without having smashed that like button, subscribe, hitting the notification bell, even though they don't barely notify you anymore, but I still think it helps the algorithm to have those kind of interactions. Tell me what y'all think down below. If you got anybody from China on the line, whether you're Chinese American or you're in China and you happen to catch this video, let us know what's up with y'all women or what y'all experience over there. Is it a large percentage of them that are like this, or is this just a small but growing percentage of it? It's rampant here in America. I think it's come to the east, and I think it's growing there. It's like this in Korea too. India, we've done videos on that before. I'll have one linked right here at the end of this video. Check it out. Like, subscribe, notification bell. You're about 2007. I'm out.